Hello and welcome to an episode of Beyond the Blackboard. In this episode, we are going to be looking at some key revision techniques and philosophies for you to use over this revision period for your up and coming mocks. And I'm going to distill all the stuff I've learned as a teacher, as well as from my own studies, etc., into 5 key points. I've got loads of them, but these are the top 5 that I can think of at this time that can help you out.
Hey man, revision is boring, okay? Don't waste your time on it.
TikTok alter ego, what have I told you about coming on my YouTube channel?
All they need to be doing is playing Xbox, hanging out with their mates, and getting on TikTok.
I mean, I literally don't understand how you say that. You literally run an educational TikTok channel.
Just take it easy, man.
You're just trying to be cool. As always, you're just trying to be cool.
Maybe it's because I am cool.
You're not cool.
I am pretty cool though.
Name me one way in which you're cool.
Look, I can do TikTok dance. TikTok dance.
Stop, please stop.
TikTok dance. Yeah.
You're embarrassing yourself.
Don't get that on YouTube one bit.
Can I get back to what's important here? I'm trying to educate people on how to revise. He's very annoying. Just before we get onto those revision tips, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for way more revision advice, as well as university application advice, and generally building to your future and helping you out in your school life. Alright, tip number 1 is how to stay generally motivated throughout your day. Everybody knows revision is or can be boring. How do you keep yourself motivated and structured? Well, a really good way is something called the Pomodoro Technique. I think it's the Pomodoro. Doesn't really matter.
It's Pomodoro. Even I know that. This is embarrassing for you.
Shut up, I don't need your help.
Clearly do.
It's actually the Pomodoro Technique, and this is breaking out your revision into 25-minute chunks with a 5-minute break in the middle. And this means your brain doesn't get fatigued, it doesn't get saturated, because you're constantly giving it little breaks. It's essentially like allowing your brain to do a sprint, calm down, and then another sprint, and then calm down, rather than making it do an endless marathon over a whole day. It keeps you motivated, it keeps you sharp. One really good way of sticking to those 25-minute times is an app called Flora, and Flora basically blocks your phone for 25 minutes so you don't get distracted, and then it alerts you when those 25 minutes are up. You can then have a 5-minute break. In that 5 minutes you can do whatever you want. Make a cup of tea, go outside briefly, I'd recommend, check your phone even, so you're ready for the next 25 minutes. I've actually started doing this with my work day, and it's worked wonders in terms of keeping me motivated and on track. Advice number 2, when in doubt, make a mind map. In my opinion, mind maps are the single most effective revision technique you can do for nearly all of your subjects, apart from maybe maths. The thing about GCSE and A level is that there is so much content, especially in this new curriculum that you've got. And a mind map is the most effective way of linking different bits of information so that you can remember it, because that is how your brain works. It's really bad at remembering lots of different bits of information, but it's really good at seeing patterns between information and making links in between them. That is what is going to make you remember it, drawing physically the links between different bits of information. Advice number 3 is actually putting in time to check that you've either remembered the information or understand it. And to highlight the importance of this, I'm going to talk about the difference between recollection and recognition. Now again, it's really easy to trick your brain into thinking that you've remembered something and revised something effectively. All you need to do is read your textbook, and then what your brain does is recognize that information. So you might be reading something about, I don't know, you might be reading French nouns or something like that. Pomme means apple. And you think to yourself, great, I remember that pomme means apple. I'm ready to do my exam. However, when it actually comes to the exam, you can't remember it because you haven't actually revised it properly. All you've done is recognize that information and cheated yourself into thinking that you do know it. What you really want to be doing is recollecting, which is essentially making your brain do the work to retrieve that information, because that's all you've got in the exam. All you've got is your brain. There are 2 really good revision techniques to check that you are recollecting rather than recognizing. One of them is called a revision clock, and another one is called blurting. I'm not going to go into detail on both of them now. If you want more detail, check out that video above or have a little Google of it. Advice number 3 is making revision a habit. We all know that feeling of when you've got a load of revision to do and it seems completely endless, and you just can't be bothered to do it. Everybody thinks like that. But the students that overcome it are the ones that make revision a habit. Think about any good or bad habit you've ever formed. Maybe you've got into a really good habit in the past of exercising every morning, or eating healthily, or doing your homework. Once you've got that habit formed, it takes barely any effort to actually do it, and you still get some great results from it. The same goes for bad habits like going to bed too late, chewing your nails, or eating junk food. So what you want to do is make study a habit, because then it becomes something that you just naturally do. It doesn't take any effort. And maybe something that you even start to enjoy. There are loads of stuff I can talk about on habit forming, so let me know in the comments below if you'd like to know more on this. But 2 easy to take measures for starting to form your habit is, firstly, start your revision at exactly the same time every day, because then your brain gets used to the pattern of behavior. And then secondly is have a special place for your revision to take place in your house, or even better, an entire room. Have a study room or a study place that is sacred for you doing revision. It's the only thing you do there. Keep it really nice and clean, and then your brain, every time you sit down at this study desk at that particular time, you're primed and ready to go with your revision. It'll make it so much easier. And point number 5 is actually have a long-term plan for your revision. So let's say you've got 4 more weeks until your mocks. Some people have that, some people have less, some people have more, but make sure you're aware of how much you actually need to cover in the remaining time that you have, so that you can prioritize the things that you need to go over first, that you know least well, and leave the stuff that you know better towards the end. This will also relieve loads of stress by having that kind of holistic view of what it is you need to do, because when you've got a plan, you know that it's possible. When you don't have a plan, it feels kind of hazy and you fear the unknown. If you want to make a really good plan, I definitely recommend an app called Adapt, which I'll link to in the link below. Alrighty guys, that is 5 key revision technique tips that I've distilled from my experience. I have absolutely loads of these, so if you want some more, please do let me know in the comments below. Very happy to make way more videos on this. Let me know if you've got any revision tips I haven't covered today in the comments below. And until next time, see you later.